And before we get into resolving that problem, let's talk a little bit more about what my biggest fear for printing this part was, which is that z-axis weakness. And if you've worked with printers before, you probably have some experience with this, but we'll elaborate really quickly on why it happens and what causes it. That way we can understand how to solve it. The scientific term to describe this characteristic is anisotropic, and it means that the properties of an object are directionally dependent. And a super common and natural example of this is with wood, where the strength changes significantly depending on where the grain of the wood is. So a quick visual for this: if I hammer against this little chip of wood within the grain and kind of distribute it across the grain, it'll be really strong. But if I try to split it between the grains, it'll break right apart because it's not as strong in that direction. When it comes to plastics, it really depends on the manufacturing process. A molded plastic part, for example, typically has uniform strength in all directions, but an FDM 3D printed plastic part is more like wood in that it's anisotropic. And that difference comes from three main factors. One is at a molecular level, where won't go into too much detail because I am not a chemist, but plastic polymers are made up of these repeating chemical chains. And so whenever the plastic is heated up or melted, the chains can kind of move freely and they get all tangled up together, which gives the plastic its strength. So if we visualize these polymer chains as electronic cords, for example, we can say molded plastic is like that drawer most of us have where we dump all of our cords that we never use but we can't get rid of for some reason. And all these things get all tangled together and it's totally impossible to separate one from the other. But 3D printing, on the other hand, we're melting one layer at a time as it comes out of the nozzle. And the previous layer gets heated a little bit, but not fully to melting temperature. So it's not as strong of a bond between the layers as it is within the layer. So it's like we took those cords and we tried to wrap them up individually, and then we put them in the drawer. They'll still get a little tangled, but it's still pretty easy to separate them when the time comes, one time a year when you need one of these cords. So that's one of the reasons for the weakness. The other two are mechanical, so I think it's a little more straightforward, at least for me. And it comes from that distinct lines that you see between layers in printing, and those create stress concentrations when force is applied, and they can also act as a sort of crack initiator, where the crack can then continue through the whole part because of our molecular weakness. And you couple that with the fact that FDM parts aren't typically solid filled, they use this sparse infill pattern, and so there's just less material overall holding the part together.